What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Bell Outright Cult Gaming. And today we are continuing our journey into Darksiders II, Deathinitive Edition, and we are a little bit over halfway through the Drench Fort, and we are currently trapped in this room here. We cannot progress forward because of that gate. We pretty much got to figure out how to get past that gate. So you guys did see a ball behind me, and we're going to use that ball to help us proceed forward. So we can grab this ball here and we can shove it with a ton of death strength into this growth here, and let's see what that does for us. It didn't do anything. Maybe my aim was off. There we go. Oh, that's not a ball. That's an egg. And that looks to be the mother, Karkinos. Alright, and if you guys are with me from the Darksiders 1 playthrough, you'll notice that that enemy, the Karkinos, is very similar to another spider we fought in Darksiders 1. A similar moveset as well. And right here, I'm playing it pretty fast and loose with my HP being so low. Alright, and we knock the creature over by throwing the ball at it. And of course, that's going to be our gameplay loop. We'll want to have that creature hit the wall so that one of its eggs can fall down, which is this one here. Then we'll shove the egg at it and proceed to attack it. Attack its fleshy underside, which looks suspiciously like a vagina. And it does this attack with the corrupted roots, which I hate. I really hate this attack, because this isn't the only boss that uses this attack. And we rinse, wash, and repeat. And luckily I have this amazing axe to do all that damage. We got plenty of HP, so we're doing pretty good on this fight. Thankfully, that attack doesn't do a ton of damage, so we can tank a few of those. And I do hate that third flip of deaths. As fancy as it looks, it just stops all momentum. Alright, we're not even going to worry about that extra spider. We're just going to take this guy out. Like, basically blender his insides. And we got the Master of Karkinos. According to legend, this hammer was recovered from the hoard of the mighty sea dragon. This weapon was wielded by a savage battle at the fortress of Karkinos, and it was several thunderous blows from the hammer that finally broke down the gate. Named the Master of Karkinos, this weapon strikes critical blows more often and unleashes devastating critical strikes upon the enemy. So this one's pretty good. It has a ton of knockback power. So if enemies are up in your face and you just are tired of it, you can go with the Master of Karkinos. But we are currently too low level for it, so we'll continue to use our Axe of Shock, which is pretty good. Alright, we got even more gear. Of course, I like to check every body of water for boatman's coins. Not sure if I found one here though. I don't think so. This is how we complete the drench fort. Alright, we got 2 more levels to upgrade our possessed scythe too, so we can get more health, we can get more defense. Health seems far more useful. Alright, and we got 1 more level on that possessed double scythe. So we gotta make sure whatever we upgrade it to, whatever we give it, it's really good. Alright, and these guys are now gone. We've done with all you wanted. We've supplied the tears of the mountain as well as the fire of the mountain. And now the forge is currently active, so they don't need to use this little puny forge over here. They can use the main forge, which was simply silent before, but now it is active, and we can see the water to the right and the fire to the left, and we'll see that more so inside here. Though I don't know why the water glows. I guess it is magical water, so. The fire of the mountain. Got the Maker's Forge. We have all the makers in here. Adard, Alia, and her brother, Valus.
It is finished then.
And he has forged the key.
Death, this is a maker's key, and you had best take it now, before I come to my senses.
You seem more likely to lose them, old one.
A problem, aye. But there is also a solution. The Guardian. Meant to be our greatest weapon, and capable of clearing the forest around the tree. But an earthquake drove us from the foundry, and now I fear something else roams within. The Guardian was never finished.
If the Guardian is your masterwork, how am I to complete him?
In the forest lies another construct, one of the few remaining who have not fallen to corruption. He is not as vast as the Guardian, but his heart is strong. Seek him out, and he will guide you to the foundry. There, you may activate the Guardian using the Maker's Key.
Awesome.
The constructs are awakened by a key?
Aye. Constructs do not have a soul like you or I, not until that soul is given. This key unlocks the stone and prepares it for the ebb and flow of a Maker's life force. In fact, it will bring to life most any construct you find in the realm.
And what makes you think I have a soul, old one?
Isn't that what troubles you?
How will I know when I've found this construct?
Constructs are beings of boulder and stone, animated by a Maker's life force. Most possess but a fraction of a soul, just enough to drive them and give them purpose. But through others course the whole of a Maker's being, his memories and emotions, a story half remembered. Life weighs heavy on us all. Not even stone can bear it.
If wardens can resist corruption, why not use them to cleanse your realm?
Sadly, the wardens were called when the seals were broken. The Maker's toll to be paid at the end war. This warden is all that remains.
Then the seals were broken.
Alright, we got our Maker's Key, a forged key containing the essence of the Maker's power. With it, death can activate constructs. So what Adar there said about wardens, the wardens were actually those giant golems that we saw in Darksiders 1, the ones that we needed the horn, the earth caller to actually activate. So he's referencing those. And what he also told us was that the constructs, such as the wardens, are actually empowered by the warden soul. Either the ones that are more simple-minded and simply automatons, those are powered by a fragment of a Maker's soul, whereas ones with what would you call it? Ones that have full, I guess, control of their senses, those are going to be ones that have the whole of a Maker's soul. So we're going to see with the wardens, likely they have the whole Maker's soul, and likely with smaller constructs like the ones we fight in the field, those are going to be ones with a fragment of a Maker's soul. And what we learn later from the shaman is that basically Maker's souls, they cannot go to the well of reincarnation. And the reason they can't go to the well of reincarnation is because they predate I wouldn't say they predate creation, but they predate the creation of the Charred Council. So they're older than the balance. The balance wasn't a concept until the Charred Council came into being with the war between heaven and hell. So the Makers are likely older than probably angels and demons as well, for the most part. They're some of the oldest beings in the cosmos. I like to think of them as creator gods. because it was their hand that actually helped forge several worlds. Now I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know if that pertains to only the architecture and maybe the landscape. I don't know if that means they help create planets. They're pretty vague about that, but in general they did help create worlds. Alright, we're back to Weeping Crag, and we can actually come back here and get a little bit further. There's some stuff we still can't get here, but there is some stuff we can definitely get. And now that we're a little bit stronger, this guy should be much easier. As you can see, we're doing a ton more damage. And there's my favorite number, that 187 that I told you guys about. One of those numbers that pops up in every game I play. Like every day pretty much. There it was. Like I said before, don't be surprised if you see 187, 666, 327, or 444 in any of these games. They tend to pop up a lot when I'm playing. Alright, he was no problem. Just with a few extra levels. He was no problem. A few extra levels and some upgraded gear. Alright, and we see that stone bite over there. And we also see that the pistol has a ton of range on it. And there's still, like I said before, a lot of stuff we still can't do. I like to come back and just get a little bit further. Alright, we got a Book of the Dead page. This will be our 5th one. And there's even more to this place too, so. There's a ton more down here. And the best things about the Darksiders series are the secrets. And the fact that the horsemen can swim underwater indefinitely. It's pretty cool. I wonder how it goes. I wonder if the horsemen have like like if they have gills, or if it's just their immortality. Okay, now here, be careful about coming here. This is one of the secret bosses, one of the hunts that Thane sent us on, and it's pretty tough. This guy's pretty tough. I believe this is Gorewood. I'm sorry, Gorewood. Gorewood hits hard and he has a lot of HP for this part of the game, so I wouldn't blame you for leaving and coming back. But I'm thinking we're equipped to deal with him right now. As you can see, the gun does no damage. I'm barely doing damage with the scythe. We do have the Reaper form. So yeah, we really got our work cut out for us. We're barely doing any damage. Got us. Basically 2 hits. So this is the same problem we faced earlier when we fought that stalker when we were underleveled. We can either go, come back later, or we can continue to beat our head against this, see if we can conquer it. So if we're going to try to conquer it, what we can do is we can check our gear to see if we have anything better. And no, you cannot skip cutscenes. Certain cutscenes, anyway. Strike 2. But it's definitely not that hard of a fight. Because only thing that makes it more difficult than it probably should be is the fact that Gorewood has those vines. Without those vines, he's definitely easy. Alright, and we're just gonna gear check right quick. We're gonna upgrade our possessed double scythes with something good. These fierce scythes are good, so we aren't sacrificing much by losing out on those. And as you can see, there's really not much we can add to this thing. We can boost the effects of what we already have. As we can see, the health boost is a lot better than the arcane boost currently. So now we got a lot more HP to play with, and that should make the battle a bit easier, a fair bit easier. And I believe our scythes are maxed out currently, and just deciding to give our special weapon a name. Very original. Don't copyright. Alright, and this will be what, round 3? Weapon's a little bit stronger, we got more HP, and I've decided to use the Masher of Karkinos. Alright, we're gonna keep our distance. Use our wrath abilities when we can. At this stage, against this particular boss, our wrath abilities are still, I would say, weak. And we got more HP, so his blow doesn't hurt us quite as much. I think we're just above half HP whenever we get hit. So we could probably take 2 of those blows before we get taken out. And that Karkinos Masher is doing real damage. Yeah, we can easily take 3 hits before we take 2, and then on the 3rd hit he'll kill us. We are doing a lot better than we were last time. We are gonna have to heal. Alright, we got our Reaper form. And typically this will carry us to the end, but he seems to be resistant to our Reaper damage. We weren't doing too much in Reaper form. Which, now that I think about it, Reaper form might actually come directly from the scythe damage. And our scythes aren't that strong, even maxed out, because it is a level 1 weapon. Or at least it started off as a level 1 weapon. Right, wasn't the best hit take right there. Alright, he didn't kill us yet, we got a chance. Just gotta play smart. I'm playing more like Jesper right now, but we did create some distance. And that'll allow us to close it out. And we got the Gorewood Maul. This Maul was once a part of Gorewood, a powerful and hateful creature. The Maul is formed from Gorewood's heart, and it lends its wielder a portion of the creator's legendary strength. A single blow from the Gorewood Maul can scatter opponents into the wind like chaff. So this thing sounds pretty strong. We got it from this secret boss here. And definitely wondering if it's stronger than the Karkinos Masher that we currently have. So let's check it out. And we can't equip it yet, so it's a good chance it's stronger. And as you can see, it is quite a bit stronger. It doesn't have the same critical stats, but it is just plainly stronger. It is just outright stronger. And so, as you can see, just with a little bit of thought, some good equipment and a decent strategy, even bosses that seem impossibly tough can be taken down. And that's if you thought Gorewood seemed impossibly tough. He's, like I said, he was very basic. The only thing that scared him about me was that vine attack. Because even to this day, I don't really understand how it works. Alright, and there's still things we can't do here yet. So we'll have to come back here at least one more time before we can get all the secrets.
Come close. I have new items if you have the call.
I'm actually not sure why I came to Volgrim. Right in our next destination, we're headed straight for it. Alright, and we got our first construct here that we're able to awaken with the Maker's Key. And this is a pretty cool gameplay mechanic. These constructs can actually be used for puzzle solving and combat. As you can see, we can pilot it, and if we put it in those divots that you see, those circular divots, spherical divots I should say, it'll activate switches or doors or things like that. We're low on health here, but compared to the boss we just fought, these guys are nothing. So we're not in too much danger here. I mean, we could be if we made too many mistakes, but I think we're gonna be okay right here. Tainted construct and jump. And yeah, you can be hit whenever you're summoning things, so I almost got hit there twice actually. Yeah, I think one hit from these guys likely could kill me, so. Like I said, nothing too much. Not too much trouble. Alright, we got a Shadow Bomb. And the map tells us that we also have a treasure chest here. Treasure casket. And it's up to you if you want to grab all these treasure chests right here. Because if you grab them later, the gear you get out of them will actually be higher level. Alright, and now we are out of here. Okay, and this actually reminds me that I need to come back here in order to fight a secret boss. So So we do have a secret boss over here. Another demon by the name of I think that one's Berthir or Bethir. So we will want to come back later in order to fight her. We got this annoying Monest over here. For those of you who are fans of Phantasy Star. Phantasy Star Online to be exact. This thing is so much similar to the Monest that I'm pretty sure that they were directly inspired by Phantasy Star Online when they created this. I'm gonna have to do some PSO gameplay for you guys. Something fairly casual. Alright, this area has a ton of cool stuff. Like to see that boatman's coin there. We got some secrets. We got multiple ways to proceed. There's a lot going on in this fairly tightly packed area. Right, and up here you'll find a cavalcade of secrets, starting with this treasure chest here. But we also have another chest locked behind 2 stone plates. And we currently do not have the means to get it. So we'll just want to keep that in mind as we proceed forward. And we actually won't get the ability we need to get in there until much later. So we want to definitely stay you know, keep that in our memory. I was gonna say stay reticent, but I don't know if that's the right word. I think it might be the right word, reticent. Basically, this is my favorite pastime in this game, is just breaking stuff. I'm doing an X-Men Legends playthrough currently, and it reminds me of that kind of, watching it back. Alright, there's nothing else we can currently do here, so we'll just proceed forward. And we're doing some good stun with this Master of Karkinos. Is really doing good dividends for us. Good damage, good stun. Alright, another gear check. And we got some good stuff. Jump change over to the Spellbinder robes. And we got some much better gloves. Go with the Nomad wraps. And we got some better boots. We do lose our critical damage for equipping these, but it's fine. And we got our Spellbinder talisman. We lose a bit of health on execute, but our execute chance isn't all that high, so I don't mind losing that. So we haven't been getting too many execute so far. Too many execute commands. So the extra arcane damage will definitely come in handy. And we did just get another talisman, so let's go ahead and check that. Or not. We did get execute chance there. Alright, now this way takes us forward, but we're going to go ahead and go back. What we want to do now is we want to go to the water area, which is at the bottom of the level. So there are, there's at least one Boatman's coin down here. So we're going to want to get that before we proceed. It's a cool little area. Inside here, you're gonna find that Boatman's coin. So that's 21 for us so far. That was totally botched. Don't exactly know what happened right there. Now let's try it again. Up and much better. Nearly failed it again, but much better than last time. Alright, and up we go. I like all the tattered and destroyed ruins here. It's pretty cool looking. All the pipes and things like that. Alright, forward we go. Now we're in a new area. New for us anyway. In this here, you guys are going to want to keep that in mind too. We can't go there yet, but later we're going to get a key. Exactly. Later we're going to get a key to actually come here. And that's going to be a crypt that we can get weapons from. Looks like our buddy Karn is here.
What can you tell me about this place?
I've been here but the once. The time I tried to tip a construct.
A fine sport.
Aye, it is. I could but nudge him an inch before my nerves gave out. The whole time I felt Muria watching.
And Muria is the shaman.
Horseman, may I beg you another favor?
What is it this time, pup?
A compass that guided me to many wonders when I was young. I thought it lost, like the temple. But now that you've found one...
The other will follow. Very well, Khan.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get his compass. I believe that's gonna be our last Lost and Found mission for Karn. And this here, as you can see, is the Lost Temple. Inside we're gonna find a fairly interesting dungeon. I'm just checking out the treasure chests. I'm actually not sure when these appeared. I believe they appear right away, but such a proliferation of them. And when I say right away, I mean as soon as you visit the area, these things, I think they pop up. But I'm not quite sure. Alright, over here we have another treasure chest. Okay, and we are now in the Lost Temple. These guys are all around. That's some pretty good animation on those prowlers. Yep, the master makes pretty good sport of these guys. And that right there was a counter. Basically, if you dodge at just the right time, you'll get that sweet Reaper animation there. And we just leveled up, so we're definitely going to use that point. And we're going to want to make our magic just a bit stronger. So right here, I'm thinking about the harvest ability, which is really good. I think that's one of the few things I like on the melee path over there. Alright, and we got enough to get corpse explosion, which is really good. So basically, whenever the corpses get killed, or at the very end of their time limit, they're going to explode, doing a ton of damage. So we're definitely going to want that. Okay, and we do have another treasure chest down here, so I'm just going to go ahead and get that. Which is just a hop, skip, and a jump away, right over here. Alright, we found another construct. Effortlessly woke it up with that maker's key. And really, these constructs are a lot of fun to use. Like, they have very satisfying combos. And they have a heavy smash that just wipes everything out around them. So it's always a treat when you get to use these. And this is going to be our Construct Sentinel. So once we take this out, we'll have the final ingredient for the shamans. Whatever she wanted us to craft. I actually forgot what it was. But that guy had a shield in a lot of cases. Carbon stone, there we go. They're not too big of a deal. You end up fighting those guys a lot. And they got some weird abilities, but nothing too major. Alright, and that's gonna be the end of the Maker's Quest. So as soon as we turn those materials over to Muria, the shaman, she's gonna give us some sweet experience. But now we need a way to proceed past this corruption here. Looks like we found a little shortcut. And there's a lot of corruption. And there we go, we got a construct over there. Just gotta get to it. Looks like there is a way. There we go. And there's some water down there, and where there's water, typically we'll find a boatman's coin. And I nearly botched that. Okay, we made it. These guys aren't that tough. They appear to be level 7. That's not too big of a deal. And there's that explosion that we just got, so we're gonna really come to rely on that attack. Alright, and they're teaching us how to do that extendable punch. And that's really cool. That's like, you know, the typical rocket punch. And it's cool because it's connected to the chain. Like, man, that's just awesome. Like, this game does so much cool stuff like that. That really, like, nobody else does. Like, who else has that? Who else has a friggin' mech you can pilot just for puzzles? Alright, there's our boatman's coin. Yeah, but a friggin' fantasy mech made out of stone. Like, that's really cool. I can find a bit of a secret here. Get some weapons and gold out of it. Or I should say guilt, as the game likes to call it. Now we just gotta find a way to get the construct over to the other side. We got the switch here, and of course it's gonna raise a bridge in the center, which is great because our construct's just like teetered on the edge over there. Thanks to convenient game design, it didn't fall in, because otherwise we'd be screwed. Okay, and in this section, you could fight these guys mano a mano. Or we can take this construct and just plow right through them. Construct easily does like 5 to 10 times more damage than you. And it's just fun. It's just fun to use it. It's so strong. I think a missed opportunity is the fact that they never let you use this in a boss fight. Like, that would have been super cool. But as it stands, this thing is like a blast. Got one of the more rare chests. I actually don't know the difference between that and a normal chest other than design. Maybe you get like a higher chance of getting rare loot, but I tend to get common items. Alright, and as you can see below, there is a stone soundbite. So just keep an eye out for those. There's also a chest over here. Fairly hidden, I would say. We did get a blue rarity item, which is I think you classify those as a step above rare. Or what? How does it go? I know white is common. I think green is above common, but I don't know if green is considered rare or not. Blue is above green. Blue might be technically considered rare. a skeleton key. I just gotta get out of here. Alright, we did it. We out of here. It's not bad, not bad. So we got everything we needed. So yeah, we're near the end of the episode, so that right there is gonna be the way forward. So definitely appreciate you guys for stopping by. We're gonna go ahead and continue next episode with our playthrough, and we'll have more construct shenanigans for you guys coming up. So appreciate you guys. Take care. Peace.
Yeah.